Welcome everybody to Snake Cinema Reviews. I'm your host Prince Elias, and I apologize, no snakes this week because half of them are in shed and the other half just ate, so I don't want to disturb them. So I'm just out and about, and I decided, since I have been watching some films, let me just go ahead and review them now instead of waiting till my snakes get their lives together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep y'all waiting because it's been a minute since I uploaded. But I'm going to review this week Fear Street 1994. It's a Netflix original film. It's loosely based off the books from R.L. Stine called Fear Street by the same name. And I remember those books. I remember being in middle school and high school, reading those, checking those out in my school library. I thought that I was, an adult because I was reading these young adult versions of Goosebumps. And I really love them. R.L. Stine is one of my favorite authors. Growing up as a kid, because I started off with the Goosebumps series, and then when I got older and figured out that he wrote more books besides Goosebumps, and it was called Fear Street, I started watching those. So yeah, at least this first one, 1994, is loosely based. It's not based off any particular novel. It's just loosely based off the his book series, but the spirit of the books, the spirit of R.L. Stine, the tone of it is very much Fear Street. I remember I can't remember which one it was exactly, but my first Fear Street book that I read, where the main character, the character we've been following, the hero, did not make it out. It was not a happy ending, and I was like blown away. You being a middle school preteen, and you like, what? The killer got away? The hero is dead? Like, or if he didn't kill the teens off, he left the ending ambiguous where you did not know whether they made it out or not. I love those particular novels. And so this particular film is very much in the vein and spirit of it, but it's not like they picked one of his books and just did a live action version of it. No, it's not that. This is their own original storyline, and I kind of like that. I like that they did that. They just loosely based it off the series and not just grabbed one of the books and just did shot for shot of whatever R.L. Stine wrote. They did their own original story, but they still kept the spirit of R.L. Stine and the Fear Street series. So I really like that. I also like that this is a rated R version. They did not give us PG-13 version. They did not baby us. They did not make it cater to, the Disney Channel or the Teen Nick kids. Nah, this is for my generation. Not just for nostalgia, but, we got the gore. The kills, it wasn't that many, but the kills that we did get, top notch. I loved it, and I can't wait for part 2, because part 2 is gonna be kind of like their version of Camp Crystal Lake with Jason Voorhees. So I really, sorry, my allergies. I'm really looking forward to that, because I believe we're gonna get a lot of kills in there. I think a lot of people are gonna die in that. But this one, not a lot of kills, but the kills we got, I loved it. It was amazing. This was just, I love the characters, some more than others. The side characters, the comedic relief, amazing. Love them. They were the two guys, the main character's younger brother and her friend from school. I love those two. It was just amazing. It was great. It was a breath of fresh air when it comes to these horror films, because nowadays these horror films, good and bad, has either been real psychological thrillers or real deep, or real, art house like Ari Aster type shit, or it was the lazy jump scares, cookie cutter teen shit. You know what I'm saying? Where pretty much everybody, critics and fans, are just over it. So I'm glad that this was a little breath of fresh air. Yes, they paid homage to a lot of the old stuff like Scream, and like I said, Jason Voorhees and probably a little bit of Michael Myers in there, just a little bit. They pay homage, but it wasn't like we're just copying bam 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 bam, hitting all the beats. It was like, nah, this was their own thing, and I really did enjoy that. It makes me, not only does it makes me want to watch the other two that are coming out this month as well, because they did a trilogy, and they're releasing them weekly. So we just had this one, and then actually tomorrow, Friday, is part 2, and then next Friday will be part 3. So not only do I look forward to watching those, but I also really want to go on Amazon and find those old Fear Street books and order those. Like, this really, it just brings back memories. And like I said, it's not like a shot-for-shot remake or a live action of the books. They have their own original story, but the energy, the spirit, the feel that I got as a kid, as a teen, a preteen and a teenager, reading those books. Like, when I told you I went to my school library, we could check those books out, I was in love and enamored with that shit. I wish I still had the physical copies, but my parents were super religious, so I couldn't let those books like in the house. I couldn't actually go to the store and buy it, which is why I checked them out at the library every week when I was at school. So but yeah, it really makes me want to go on Amazon and search for the old books. I pray they're not costing an arm and a leg, but because how old they are. But man, this was amazing. I really love it. I really recommend it. Even my sister, she's been watching a lot of Netflix stuff, and she texted me. It was like, yo, this is a good movie. And I was like, I know, I already know. And she was a baby back in the day when I was reading this stuff, so she probably didn't know much about the books beforehand. But it's just a lot of people. Oh, and the soundtrack, the music in this, yes, it was a lot. It was excessive, but it was amazing. It was good. A lot of rock, it just felt it felt 90s. It felt real 90s. Just like the Stranger Things of the world make you feel like you're back in the 80s, this make you feel like you're back in the 90s. There were certain scenes where I didn't see the 90s influence, and for a split second I thought it was in modern day, and I was like, how come they don't just grab their cell phones? And I was like, dummy, it's the 90s. You know, but there was just certain scenes that didn't look 90s, it looked modern, and I guess that's just something they couldn't help as far as like location and costuming, but and props and lack of props, I don't know. But it just, for a split second, I was like, why aren't these kids grabbing their cell phones or something? But you know, but then I was quickly reminded, yeah, there wasn't no cell phones. No. And if it was, they couldn't afford it. No, it was one of those big giant huge phones that look like a house phone. Yeah, but anyways, you know, but that's it for this review. I just want to do a quick review and get this out, but I really enjoy it. I give this 9.5 out of 10. I would give it it's not perfect. Like, I wouldn't recommend going to the movie theaters and paying full price for it, but it was so much fun. It was quite enjoyable. It was very rewatchable. I will rewatch it. I'm going to rewatch it once all 3 are out and I can just watch it all, have a marathon. But I really loved it, and any nitpicks I have, any negatives I have, is so minor. So I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. Not perfect, but very, very entertaining, very amazing. But that's it. Yeah, so let me know, have you watched Fear Street yet? Have you read the books like I have growing up, or are you too young for that? You don't know what the hell we're talking about. But comment below, let me know your thoughts, and I will see y'all in the next vlog. Peace.